I think so, yeah. I mean, I've not done isolating varnish. For years, in fact, I used this varnish, but I didn't use the isolating varnish. That can have bits come off it, so you actually clean with this because you're not going to get bits of tissue paper coming off onto the brush. So you want to preserve this, ideally, just for varnish. So you can see this one is stored like that. So that's how you want to store it. Once it's all clean, get some fresh A4, fold it in half, and fold it like that. The reason for that, and don't push it hard, otherwise the hairs will like that. So fold it so that basically that shape is preserved inside. That's one reason why you wrap it up. You don't want these sticking up the side like that. So it keeps the dust off, but also keeps the shape. And then either use a rubber band or a bit of tape to make sure it stays on. So you keep it like that. And as I said, I would myself have a separate brush for isolating and finishing varnish.
So once we've used that brush for this,
you just keep it for your isolating
so you
varnish.
couldn't use that for putting on
I wouldn't like to mix the two. It may be alright, but
I have to send for a couple more brushes like that.
yeah, they're not that expensive.
They're cheap as anything, aren't they?
Yeah.
Does it seem like a...
I've only got one. I have two.
Yeah,
I've
it is.
only got one.
I don't know with this brush. This has actually worked quite well, but I'll probably stick with the bristle brushes. Don't go super cheap because you may find that hairs come off when you varnish and not on that.
So what would happen if you put the finishing varnish on to the icon before you put the isolating?
It would be all right. It's just that this would soak in a bit more into the paint so that it becomes a bit more part of the paint. So if the varnish were to do funny things 100 years' time, some of it's inside the paint, so it's not quite so good. Good. And also that, another advantage of that is that it does even things out. So you have to, it means you can put less finishing coats on, because if you put finishing varnish straight on, even if you put your layer of Aidan water on, you might get some variation, so you therefore put another layer of varnish on, and you don't want varnish to be thicker than it has to be, because the thicker it is, the more tension it has, and the more likely it is to crack eventually. So that's another reason. The advantage. It's not essential, but it's technically.
So is this what we're using? Is that what you use?
I did use this for a long time, but then I ended up using MS2A. So I'm sort of using up my MS2A. And then
But this is...
Yeah, this is...
That's
I mean, this is
just good.
that's the best probably around at the moment.
What this?
And conservators use it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best.
If
There's no perfect varnish, but that's the most perfect around, it seems to be. I mean, I like using actual things, but really all sorts of disadvantages varnish-wise with probably the best natural varnish would be Damar. It's a gum from a tree, but that will go yellow after a while, and that's various disadvantages. And I found it goes a bit, it's really glossy naturally, so the tendency is to put a bit of wax in it, then that softens it. You can put some glass in instead, and that mattens it a bit, and that doesn't soften. So, I mean, if you've got moral reasons for only using natural, then I'd go for Damar, but semi-gloss, not gloss.
But you don't break the